Good morning. I just want to tell everybody you're doing a wonderful job, and we are pretty much going past the halfway mark of this course. This is a very quick and intense course, and I think you all have really adjusted really well to the Blackboard system, to seeing this film pretty often and getting your posts in, and it's not easy. So I want to say, hurrah, everybody's doing really well. Now, the next couple of weeks, I want to make it pleasant for you because you have a big project to do. So I posted some free writes, what I call a free write. And by this, I mean that not giving you a lot to read. I want you to be able to freely express your thoughts on leadership in regard to these topics. So the topic for this week is going to be other, quote, subjects. So what do I mean by that? I mean history, science, arts, phys ed, music, and other subjects that are not in the forefront of educational reform right now. We all are emphasizing the standardized exams so much, and especially getting better, faster, quicker in such subjects as mathematics and English, in your case German and English, and pushing the kids forward to become more literate, raise those scores, and all that is really well and good. You know, we want to increase literacy and so on. But how do students learn about history in a democratic education and learn the content and not just keep repeating exercises and becoming better writers and speakers? They have to learn that historical content. The same is true in science, and I know science is one of the reforms in the USA, but still, how do we learn the content, and how does the teacher keep the passion up for learning, and how does the leader motivate that teacher to keep that passion alive, and all this emphasis of infusing the standards into every single subject, reading, writing, listening, speaking? All that is great again, but students have to learn the content at some point, and what are the objectives in a democratic education? What is important? We want citizens that can really think on a critical level, not just be able to, pass a standardized exam, but really to think, discuss, feel free to say what they need and support what they say in after reading a reading passage, to have time to think and be creative and explore and learn in different ways. All of that kind of gets lost in the sauce when you think about all the standardization. At least it's happening here a lot. We used to have guidance groups a lot called advisory classes, and in the advisory class they addressed a lot of social issues, and each school, not every school had advisory, but each school that had it had lessons on life skills and things like that, and a lot of that was cut out due to the standards, and principals just thought it was a waste of money and time, and that is a shame because there are beautiful services out there that the school as a community can provide, and all of that is just, a lot of it is being pushed to the back burner, so to speak, because of standardization. So what do you think as a principal or a leader or a lead teacher is important? What are your thoughts on this? What about the arts? What is happening with the arts? A lot of the arts are being cut back, or the art teachers are being told that their subject must also include reading, writing, speaking, and math. And what about the arts for art's sake? And what about the chance for young adolescents to express themselves through the arts? Sometimes that's the only thing that brings them to school, the arts and music. And a lot of that is being cut out. And little children are not even allowed to have art. Maybe once a week, that's about it, because all of that is being pushed aside by getting everybody to learn more, faster, and better with the new standards. And again, I'm not knocking the standards, I'm just saying how we have adapted to this kind of teaching and learning. And what does it mean to you as a leader? Are you preserving this type of teaching and learning, the creativity and the deep thinking and critical thinking in a democratic education? Also, some of the teachers are really aggravated and they're frustrated and they're not motivated, and it makes a lot of negative talk in the teachers' lounges. And how are you dealing with this as a leader? Are you able to provide some support? What are your thoughts on that? And finally, what about physical education? I know here in the USA, physical education programs are not always funded, especially for little children and in private schools and so on. Some of the kids don't even have playtime anymore. They're being told that it's important to learn lessons instead of playing. And playing is so important for little children. It's part of learning. But all of this is just changing because of the standards and the Common Core. And that's just something we have to balance and weigh out as leaders. And I want you to write about it and feel free to put your own thoughts and opinions on it. What do you think of this, and how are you dealing with it? And what are your objectives, and what really matters to you in teaching and learning and teaching the whole child? You know, we have services sometimes in American education in schools, clinics and psychological clinics, and students can get counseling, and not a lot of people are taking advantage of it. They're afraid to miss class time, or the parents don't want to sign the kids up because they don't want to come in and do the paperwork. And it really takes away from the fact that the school is the hub of the community. We need everybody on board, not just the students, but we need the parents on board. If there are clinics in the school, if there are psychological services, you know, they're just going to be cut unless people take advantage of them. And the purpose of these items, these things, are to help the students learn. They're not just because there's a place in the building to go to that the community wants to be a part of, but they're places where the students can go for extra support. And a lot of this is being put on the back burner, again, because people are afraid to miss class, or they're afraid it's a, quote, waste of time. And that is really a shame, you know. And as leaders, you know, how much of it can we selectively say is not important, and how much can we say is important? So I want to hear your thoughts on it. Feel free to write. I posted a discussion post, and have a very wonderful day.